I made kind of this map for them back in 2006 that showed both the innovation valley of death, and at the time I called it the commercialization valley of death. So these are not capital gaps that have gone away. They're very, very difficult and capital intensive, and kind of by construction of our innovation system and our finance sector will always be there to varying degrees, depending on the movement of the commercial marketplace around them. So, as I mentioned before, our venture capital practice to date has been guided by 3 underwriting criteria that are unabashedly impact first and risk taking. Prime Impact Fund is a $52 million seed fund. It's 100% catalytic. That means every round that it goes into has to have a very strong case for additionality. This investment would not be made but for the charitable purpose to borrow from the program-related investment tax language. Azola is a $239 million venture fund that has an $80 million catalytic sleeve, which is exactly like Prime Impact Fund, but bolted on a $159 million full cycle sleeve that is not charitable. So in both cases, the venture practice will ultimately be evaluated based on the emissions reductions realized by portfolio companies. But by definition, the portfolio companies that these funds are choosing have a very long life cycle, like by definition, difficult for a 10-year closed-ended venture fund to take on. And so we track operating milestones that are custom built around each company's solution as interim indicators. We call them climate impact milestones. You can imagine those being figures of merit of the technology itself, as well as deployment metrics in the field that represent customer adoption. And then at Prime, we have a management dashboard for Prime itself that tracks over 40 metrics, but I'll just mention 3 here that are related to our steering capital programs that we've been talking about. One is non-catalytic capital raised by portfolio companies to develop climate solutions during and subsequent to our investment, so crowding in. 2 is portfolio companies that raise rounds without catalytic capital, so that's graduating from additionality. And then the third I'll highlight is the maturity of the climate solutions that the companies originated. In other words, progress along the S curve leading to wide-scale adoption.